And then, I talked to Robin. We just wrapped Danger Force Friday. So my last day is next Wednesday. I don't know what the heck I'm about to get into. Through Bonnie, the set decorator on the show, Bonnie Bennett, I just talked to her. I just sat down one day delivering her copies or whatever, her receipts that she needed. I just sat down and talked to her, told her about myself, and she was like, oh, editing, you should meet with Andrew Hirsch. And then she literally emailed Andrew, and then Andrew emailed me. Turns out Andrew's the post producer for Danger Force and Fairly Odd Parents. And he's kind of big shit because he did all that. Keenan and Kel, Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious.
Dang.
Dude, like he raised a whole generation and some, and is still. I was pretty hyped to meet him, and I was really excited because it was through a connection. I had no idea that I would just randomly talk to this person. Mm-hmm. And I talked to Andrew, and it was similar to Lenny's conversation. He gave me a lot of affirmations, and he was really listening to me. But before that, I gave him all the props, and I was like very respectful, and I was told him I was honored to meet him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he took a real interest in me and my career path, and he was interested in seeing where it was going. So I was like, just thanks, more. And I for sure have been emailing him, like to tell him all the shit that I've been doing. Mm-hmm. Honestly, after every like interview that I have, I'll hit him up with an email and like, this is what's going on. When can we talk again?
Right.
And then so hopefully
staying in contact.
Yeah. So hopefully we meet up next month too. Same thing with Sterling next month or this month. Fuck. I'm also trying to meet up with my old boss for Fairly Odd Parents next month. We were supposed to do it next week, but gotta reschedule sometimes.
Yeah.
So the dude that's pretty much under Billy as associate producer, I'm under Andrew, is the associate producer or post-production producer. He, super cool guy. I'm supposed to be, I hear, when I was working on Fairly Odd Parents, I meet an assistant editor. Her name's Sarah Pohl. She was awesome. She's from Kansas. Whole ride to Nickelodeon was awesome. She ends up telling me that I should talk to Hank Murphy, who's also a post coordinator, and Billy. So I reach out to Hank and we go meet in person for dinner, and it was cool. Sarah's
I mean, you're almost done, right?
Almost done. And you can just
That's pretty good, I think.
So I was talking about Billy. So Sarah was telling me that Billy's awesome. Hank was telling me that Billy's awesome. Sarah tells me not to reach out to Billy though, because he's going through some shit. And then Hank was like, Billy is awesome, but Billy's the first person that fired me, and I'm the first person he's fired. And then I was like, okay, I won't contact Billy, but who the hell is Billy? So then it's not till I'm working from Fairly Odd Parents on Danger Force, where my boss is like, can somebody go and pick up like 200 drives from Billy's apartment and like bring it back to the studio? I was like, hell yeah, like I don't know who the hell Billy is, man. So I'm trying to talk to him and like see what's up. So I meet this guy, he's just going on a rant, no idea what he's talking about. I barely get the chance to introduce myself, but he ends up like breathing, and I just kind of slide in. I know Sarah, I know Hank, and then kind of takes a moment, and he's like, yeah, that was a whole era of things that happened. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry for even bringing it up, man. Long story short, he tells me a little bit of what happened behind the scenes, post-production wise, when Dan Snyder was still on the show. And Dan Snyder is who Dan Snyder is. So it was obviously a lot of controversy in the ways that people were running their departments, and particularly in post-production. And got a lot. I didn't have to say much. It was literally from, we were outside, we had to go in his building, up this elevator, to the thing, load the 200 drives in these bins, these bags, from these bags to these bins, back down the elevator, and then out to the street. So he told me, like, nonstop, he barely breathed, everything that was going down. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm Parker, I went, graduated 2020, Avid certified, nice to meet you. And then he was like, oh. He made it a point to, like, get my resume. He, like, reminded me at the end of the day and stuff, and it really hit it off. So Billy's a really cool guy. I got a chance to talk to him again recently. Very respectable dude. He ends up not wanting to work for Nickelodeon for the reasons that he was giving to me.
Mm-hmm.
If he could have that decision to not. But right now, like I said, like since the show wrapped and my last day is coming up, so is everybody else's. The network producers, Lenny, the directors, the assistant directors, the post-production, everybody I've been talking to doesn't know what they're doing next. And it's a very eerie, gray feeling, but it's only manageable and tolerable because my bosses are going through the same thing. Everybody's. It's weird. Even Kai, it's wild. They pushed back into the Spider-Verse. That's what he was working on. He works for Sony, and they pushed the movie date back. So he's in limbo right now, just like I'm about to be. So it's a weird feeling. It's odd, but it's normal. You kind of got to coast. You have to.
Seriously.
I mean, Billy was also saying super good stuff about Andrew, and that he's a good person to keep talking to. Then yeah, it was one time I got to do something similar, just kind of have a conversation with the hair and makeup guy, Michael Johnston. He just needed me to use me as a sample for like some Dragon Scale skins. But then I realized like he was telling me that they win their own versions of Oscars for hair and makeup. They all won like that this year.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's fire, and like gave them props and stuff. Not like physical props, but like that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, like dab. Yeah, there is this stunt coordinator guy that I met. His name's Tim. I don't even know how I'm mentioning him. I haven't like met up, but if anything, I feel like it's cool to learn stunts or just have some sort of basis. Because I'm trying to do the boxing thing. Because he mentioned boxing. Because he was literally like the fencing coach, and he knows hella athletes, hella people that are like into all these different types of stunts or like play action fighting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, of course, he gave me his card. So that's fire.
That's awesome.
The dude that replaced Dan Snyder, his name is Chris Nowak, and Andrew Hirsch is Chris Nowak's right-hand man. Talk to Chris Nowak, he's really great, very big personality, very nice, a very clean dude, clean-cut guy, hella funny. The most I was able to do, because he is the showrunner, he is in charge of everything and everyone, he was able to just kind of say like, Andrew's awesome, and he's like a perfectionist, right? And it's Andrew sees it, makes his final edits. Chris sees it, then it goes to the network executives, and then it gets published. So it's just really these two guys that see it off. And yeah, I'm in the mix. I'm with those guys. The last thing, I guess, to wrap it up, that I'm down to talk about is Troy Takaki. I'm gonna say his name. I wasn't saying his name in the last videos, but I'm saying it now. He is the Gold Program's editing mentor for all the editors in the program when I went there. Mm-hmm. He edited Hitch, which was like the most namely movie that I think that he has with Will Smith.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he's an editing guru in the sense that he's edited movies, he's edited documentaries, YouTube videos, TV series, web series. He's an editing god, right?
Right.
So he's obviously also got a very big personality, and I mentioned it before in all the other videos. But I haven't spoken to him in 3 years. There was no hard feelings, and I never held anything against him. So the one thing that I remember talking to him, because it was literally, I was calling him almost daily, weekly, for help on Cuffed. And the post-production, when the quarantine happened, there was one thing that I remembered about him was that he liked things to be very short and concise and precise to the point. So when I'm in my email, I let him know what I was up to, the people who I was talking to, because, of course, Troy has edited episodes of Danger Force. He's that guy. Troy
It's crazy.
knows Andrew Hirsch. When I was talking to Andrew Hirsch, I was able to talk to him freely because Andrew knew Troy. And Andrew was like, oh, yeah, he's like one of the fastest editors. And I was like, yeah, he's a guru. He responds to my email. And I let him know where Cuffed is, too. And I told him it's in Photocam right now, and we're working on the sound of music right now. And he said that all sounds great. I should have time to talk these days. So literally the next day, because I'm not trying to hesitate, I called the man like 3 times. And the same time frame that I remember was available to him all those years ago. Doesn't answer me, and I give it some space. I don't send an email to him right away. I don't get weird I don't keep calling them because I have other people I'm talking to, so I'm not tripping. I think I give like a week and a half maybe, and I send him an email. When can we do this again? I've had these interviews and I've talked to these people. What's up? And he said next week, and I was like, fine. But I was asking for more. I was like, date, time, like all that. But he's like, just next week. So fine. I'm probably gonna try and call him like at least once every day because I'm not gonna fuck around.
Yeah.
I told him exactly what I wanted. Non-union post-editing gig.
Mm-hmm.
Get my union hours. Become an editor. Straight to the point. So hopefully, because he gave me a whole like editor to edit cuff from his pool. Like he sent me.
I remember.
So we'll see, man. The cool thing is my editor is trying to get into a union that he's the president of. So I feel like it's all good vibes. There's nothing negative, and we're all just still trying to build. So we're all good. Man, I was trying to get all that stuff off my chest for a minute and like on camera.
That was everything, man, huh?
Just about like,
yeah.
There's still like my car and.
Oh yeah, small detail.
But that's, this makes me more eager to come back out and record again until I have nothing else to say.